Hello, what's up guys? Welcome, and today I'm going to do a flight from Los Angeles International Airport to McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas, Nevada. I can start off by saying that I won't be going super advanced into this flight. Um, Basically, I will just, program the FMC, the autopilots, and power the aircraft. Uh, so I won't be going in super deep or super advanced into it. I will more like do this as just a quick flight, kind of, to show you how it works and so that you get the point of it, kind of. So, this aircraft is a Boeing 737-800, and as you can see, it's an American Airlines flight. Um, and yeah, I guess we can begin from there. So I can start off by going here and setting the shocks and connecting the GPU. And if you're wondering, no, it does not stand for graphics processing unit. It is this vehicle right here. Um, and what it does is that it gives the aircraft ground power. But what I think it is that it converts some sort of a fossil fuel to electricity, which then gives ground power to the aircraft. As you can see, there's a cable going from the GPU to the nose of the aircraft. So yeah, that's what it does. But anyways, so here, now I can just go to the overhead panel right here, and I can start off by turning on the battery right there.
1000. Fly heading 340. Vectors for the visual. Runway 6 left. Descend and maintain. 3,737 to 806. November.
You never know. And
737 to
now
806. November. Fly heading 160. Vectors for the visual. Runway 6 left. Descend and maintain. 3,000.
This I can
Fly heading 160. Vectors for the visual. Runway 6 left. Descend and maintain. 3,737 to 806. November.
And my cruising altitude today will be 31,000 feet
737 to 806. November. Los Angeles International. Altimeter 292.
And
Los Angeles International.
here,
Altimeter 292. 737 to 806. November.
I can just use this so that it will go to 300 feet, yeah, but now I can make the panel lighter right here. It's easier to see if it gets dark or anything like that. Okay, so now I can go here and align and configure both IRS systems.
Center SJX Vision 7 Bravo
there,
Pop.
and I can push this to HDG
SJX Vision
STS
7 Bravo
and it will
Papa.
display
Climb and maintain.
how many minutes it is left until both
Climb
IRS
and
systems
maintain.
are configured and
7,000.
aligned.
SJX
And as you
Vision
see
7
here, it's
Bravo
7
Pop.
minutes left. And as you can see, it says aligned there.
SJX Vision 7 Bravo Papa.
So,
Los Angeles International.
now
Altimeter
I can go back here
292.
and
Los Angeles International. Altimeter 292. SJX Vision 7 Bravo Pop.
Down here and
737 to 806. November.
Actually, before I do that, I
250.
can start the
Fly
ground
heading
procedures.
250. 737 to 806. November.
Both service doors right here, and
SJX
I can
Vision
also
7
open
Bravo Papa. Fly
both
heading
cargo
010.
doors, and that's there, but yeah.
Fly heading
now I
010.
can
SJX
also
Vision 7 Bravo Pop.
Go here and start the service cruise.
SJX Vision 7 Bravo Papa.
All right, I
Resume
got
on
the
navigation.
service request.
Resume
So,
on navigation.
now-
SJX Vision 7 Bravo Pop.
Just FMC. So, I go to post in it, and the reference airport for this flight is the ICAO for Los Angeles International Airport, which is KLAX. Type that in. And the gate I am at right now is 849.
737 to 806. November. Fly heading
And
340.
right here, the coordinates
Fly
I
heading
can just get
340. 737 to 806. November.
Right there. So now I can go to route, and the origin is the same. It's KLAX, ICAO for Los Angeles International Airport. I'll not be using a company route today. and the runway I will be using is the one I usually use for this route, which is runway 07 left, and the destination will be the ICU for McCarran International Airport, which is KLAS, and the flight number I can stick something random 8220 this flight. Maybe I can press it. Okay, so now I can start right here. I can go to perf init, and right here I can put it in my plant fuel, but I can press it down with that information. My reserves will be alright, my reserves I set that for 7.2 for this flight. And cost index, because it's such a short flight, I can just use one, you know. You get the point. And here I can just do 31,000 feet, as I mentioned earlier. So I'll just change flight level 310, can execute that. And here, this is optional, but I recommend you put in this information. I will not be doing that right now, because then the video will be longer and stuff. I'm trying to make this as short as possible. But right here, I recommend you put this in. This is, you know, wind speeds, angles, directions, degrees, stuff like that. You know, for you to get as accurate information as possible. Because it's such a short flight, and it's just, you know, for showing you, I won't be like putting this information for this flight. So now I can go back here, and I can go to takeoff as well. And for the takeoff, I will just be using 5 degrees of flaps. Center of gravity, I can just double click that and I'll get the information, which is 21.0%, and here I can just press these to get my V speeds. Okay, now I can go to departure and approach page right here. Departure, and as I mentioned earlier, I'll be taking around this 07 left, so just take that, back around.
SJF Vision 7 Bravo.
Usually I take
fly heading 010
left, and I'll
vectors for
be
the
doing
visual
an
runway
ILS approach.
4
So
climb and
I'll
maintain
take this,
7,000.
Flight heading
here,
01
activated.
vectors for the visual runway 4 climb and maintain 7,000.
Now I'll just
SJX
go back
Vision
to
7
departure
Bravo
approach page and just double check so that both
737 to 800.
This is
6
activated.
November. Fly heading 070. Report the field in sight.
Right there.
Flight
So,
heading 070. Report the
now
field in sight
just go to
737
flight
to 800. 6 November.
and I can put decil
737 to 800. 6 November.
737 to 800. 6 November. Cleared visual approach. Runway 6 left. Contact tower on 133.90.
Cleared visual approach.
Now,
Runway 6 left. Contact tower on 133.90. 737 to 800. 6 November.
You know, just ICAO for San Francisco Airport, KLAX, and basically what this does is that it makes like radiuses around the airports. So I find this to be very useful, especially for approaches, as you can see, where you can do your different landing procedures. For departing airports, I usually put this, or airports that I depart from. Sorry, that was an accident there. And 25-mile radius as well. So, and now I can just go to the next page and do the same thing for McCarran International Airport. So, I can just put in the ICAO, which is KLAS right there. And right there I can just do slash 10-mile radius. And 25-mile radius. And I also like to do a 50-mile radius. You know, just to know what landing procedure I should do for what time, distance and stuff. So now I can just go back to the RTE page, and I can just take off, and I can start, you know, setting the trim. As you can see, this is like a gross value. It's like roughly, so it's not this does not need to be super exact, but roughly, and this is about 4.5, so I'll leave it there. And yeah, here we have this V3 speeds, and I'll use modify these flaps or something else. Hold the speed. So here I can put this at 200 knots for autopilot this time. And heading in 40, course 40, you don't need to turn or anything like that. Altitude, 31,000 feet, as I said earlier. There we go. So, I can leave that like this for now, and come back to that later. So, I'm done with the programming of the FMC. Oh, right, I can show you one thing, as the IRS systems are configured online now. As you can see right there, you have that. I can actually remove the yoke, or actually, here, you see this, and basically this purple line, I'll just move this a bit. So you see this purple line. This is basically our route, so when we're flying, it just shows like where the autopilot is gonna go.
SJX Vision 7
I can
Bravo
put this
Papa
on
fly
plan
heading
mode.
310 descend and maintain 5,000.
And as you can see here, you can see the different radiuses.
Descend and maintain
25 mile radius,
5,000.
10 mile radius,
SJX
5
Vision
mile
7
radius.
Bravo
There's the
Papa.
KLAX, here we are. And I can just go to the flight legs, and here you can see basically we'll be flying from the airport here, then we'll be turning, and there's the other airport, Las Vegas, my current international airport. I will be coming in for an ILS approach here and landing on the runway 1 left. Then we'll just taxi into like gate and park down. And if I zoom in a bit, or if I just switch to the next page, see this blue thing? I can just zoom in for you to see that better. Right here, this blue thing. Why it's blue is it is a part of the route, but let's say if I would miss the approach on the runway, this would turn purple and the aircraft would be flying here and flying around here until I instruct it to fly there or somewhere else. And that is, you know, in case I miss the landing on the runway or something like that. So yeah, that's also why it's blue, because it's optional. So now I can switch this back to map mode, and I can zoom in a bit too. When I'm on the ground I keep that 10, when I'm in the air usually I keep that 20. So then I can go back to RT right here, and just, yeah, I can leave it like there for now. Let's turn this back to there. Okay, now I could also, I can actually stop the ground services right now. Service queues, and check so that everything is, yep, okay, good. Let's go back here, and I can close the service and cargo doors. Just wait, make sure that they're closed. Usually it takes a couple of seconds, but it usually goes, yeah, let me see, they're all closed now. So, now I can go up here, and I can do some other things. I can start the APU now, so basically I'll just put this down as the fuel tanks are already on. And it will take a couple of seconds, and then it will just go up to 8, then it'll go down to about 5, 6 or 4, and then it will list here as available power source. And I will explain more what the APU is and where it is in the aircraft. So when it turns on, as you can see, it's turning on right now. You know, while that is turning on, I can show you this. Here, this is the nav panels right here, where you tune nav frequencies. They're usually used for ILS or Vorlock. And I can explain what an ILS approach is, or yeah, that's kind of what I will be using today. I talked about that a little earlier, but an ILS approach is when, for example, an aircraft like this, let's say you're flying to an airport or runway that supports ILS. Basically what it does is that it sends radio transmission, or transmits radio frequencies, which the aircraft picks up if you've tuned it to the right ILS frequency. I've done it for McCarran International Airport, so I don't need to tune it before I will land. And what it does is that it gives the aircraft information of where the runway is, how far away it is, etc., etc. And the autopilot calculates, you know, how fast it should go, what angle, what like rate of descent or ascent, you know, for good and as smooth landing as possible. So that's kind of what it is, and I'll show you a little bit more of that later when we're gonna land. And this is a transponder squawk code, kind of, but this actually this changes the mode of the transponder. And the transponder is kind of just like also a radio transmitter that transmits digital signals. ILS probably also does that, but here you can see basically it or I don't know, maybe not, but this is at least digital. And what it does is that it transmits radio signals to, like, for example, tower and other, you know, places that can pick it up and look where the aircraft is, and you can get information from it, like speed, heading, altitude, etc. You know, depending on what type of transponder you have. Smaller aircraft, less information. Bigger aircraft, more information. So here, this is currently on standby, so it's not really doing anything. But if I put it on TA/RA, it will transmit and receive information. And here is squawk code. It's kind of a, you know, system. It's a little complicated, but it's, you know, used by pilots and ATC. And you know, if you're an aviator, you probably know what this means. It's just as a joke. Is 777 is kind of like if you get hijacked, you can put 777 there as your squawk code. But anyways, if I switch this over to T, yeah, it said that. And what I think this stands for, TA and RA, it basically transmit and receive. I'm not sure about that, but I think so. But in ham radio, it is like TX/RX. So I don't know. Maybe it's different in aviation or something. But anyways, the APU should be ready now, so I can go up and check on that. So yeah, it is ready, so I can just switch over to APU power. I can switch this to APU generator right there. And I can turn on APU bleed there as well. So now I can also disconnect the GPU, as I won't need ground power anymore. There, okay. So now I can show you what I mean with APU and what it is. So right here, you've probably seen this a couple of times at least when you've been at airports and stuff, and you might have wondered what it is. And basically what this is that it is like a generator at the back of the aircraft for when the engines aren't running, because normally when an aircraft is flying or the engines are on, the aircraft is powered by the engines because there's generators here. And when the engines aren't on and there is no ground power, instead of, you know, running out the power for the batteries, or draining the batteries of power, you can just use the APU, which will just give the aircraft power, basically. So that's what it is right here too. And why I'm not using ground power right now, and why I use the APU on the ground if you have ground power, is because, for example, if you're preparing for an engine start, you usually do that when you've taxied, or not taxi, I mean when you've gotten pushed back to the taxi line right here, and then you usually start your engines, and yeah. Basically, and then you don't have any ground power because, you know, you don't pull the GPU with you. So yeah, that's kind of what it is for. And,
Vision
you know,
1,
soon I'm going to taxi back, so yeah. That's why I turned it on.
SJX Vision 1,
So,
Charlie, Victor, Los Angeles International,
now I
altimeter
can just
2992.
start actually the boarding.
Los Angeles International, altimeter 2992. SJX Vision 1, Charlie, Victor.
And I can start the flight leg. I can smoke here, and you see right there. So stairs right there. You know, they can board something else. Yeah. can just leave like that a little bit, a couple of seconds. So we can just hold on. Now I can just say we just had very little passage today.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Fly heading 120.
Fly heading 120. SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation. SJX Vision 1
that's pretty
Charlie
good for
Victor.
now, and I can just go up to the overhead panel.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Fly heading 120. Vectors for the visual. Runway 2 left.
I mean, it
Climb
looks
and
pretty
maintain
good. I guess we
5,000.
can start kind of taxiing
Fly heading
now.
120.
I'll just
Vectors
turn
for the
on
visual.
the
Runway
lights.
2
On the
left.
lights,
Climb and
next
maintain
lights.
5,000. SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor.
Flight paths likely seated for departure.
737 to 800 for Echo Whiskey.
737 to 800 for Echo Whiskey. Los Angeles International. Altimeter 299.
I can call for like a push
Los
card.
Angeles International. Altimeter
Actually, when I installed the plugin for better pushback, I think there was some sort of error or something, because like whenever I press this, it doesn't really work for me. So I'm gonna try to resolve that, because I mean the Xplane's pushback, it isn't like, I don't think it's very good. It goes through walls and stuff and usually glitches and just keeps you going until, like, for example,
737 to
if I
800
press a certain
for
key,
Echo Whiskey.
it's
Fly
supposed to
heading
push me back
220.
then 90 degrees to the left, and it doesn't really do that. It just pushes me back until I just instruct it to stop. So yeah, I'll just call for the Xplane's push card. I'll just remove these shocks first.
Push card on the way.
So as you can see, it drives through stuff. So this is very good. Yeah. Now I'll also make sure that my parking brake is disconnected. So we can get pushed back.
737 to 800 for
Here we
Echo
go.
Whiskey. Fly heading 220.
Fly heading 220. 737 to 800 for Echo Whiskey.
Let's see. So,
737 to 800 for
looks
Echo
good, I
Whiskey.
guess.
Fly heading 130.
Fly heading 130. 737 to 800 for Echo Whiskey.
Alright, yeah, when I hit this line, it's not gonna be like super good because, you know, this push card is a little glitched, but I'll just fix it when I'm moving to taxi later. So whenever my nose wheel hits the yellow line, the taxi line, just stop it. And it's kinda now.
Alright, see you next time.
Okay, make sure to put the parking brake on again. Okay, so there's on, and now I can also I can start preparing for
737 to 800 for Echo Whiskey. Fly heading 070.
So I can begin with engine number 1.
Fly heading
left engine.
070. 737 to 800 for Echo Whiskey.
Make sure both of these packs are off before I start them. I'll stick with start. And I can actually turn on the heat now. Usually gets pretty cold up there, so, in the skies. So yeah. Switch the ignition to left engine and go back here. And just, yeah, pull this up for the fuel cutoff lever for engine number 1 or the left engine. I'll just call it engine number 1 from now on. And now I can just set it right there. And you can hear the sound there. It usually takes like some couple of seconds and it starts. So look at it from the left side. Right there. It's a very quick start for this aircraft. the engine is on. Now we can start with the right one. Or yeah, just check so that it is not as it is. So I can switch the ignition to right. Yeah. And just make sure to go down here and fuel cutoff lever. So now we can also start that engine. No. One thing I like about Xplane, especially with this plane, is that we made it very high detail. So you can see good in, and if you look zoom in, you can see like
SJX Victor 1 Charlie Victor fly heading 200 descend and maintain 2000.
Flight heading 200. Descend and maintain 2000. SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor.
now both and I can kind of start the taxi now, I guess. Yeah, let's just double check so that everything is like supposed to be. Oh yeah, damper, I can turn that on too. And I can actually turn these packs to high now. Now, I won't really be needing the APU anymore, so I can just disconnect it as the engine is on. And I can also turn off APU bleed air and just really turn off the APU as I won't need it. I can switch this to Gen 2 or Gen 1, doesn't really matter, but I'll just go on Gen 2 now. And yeah, that looks pretty good. I can start the taxi now. So, just release the brake and give it some throttle and go. See it's little, little off center sometimes just because I'm using the mouse and it has pretty high DPI, so it's pretty sensitive. But here we are. So now, actually, one tip for you guys is if you want to keep the aircraft in the middle with the nose on the line, which most of you probably want to do. Try to keep the line in the middle of like the windshield or the window. That works very well actually. As you can see right here. So yeah. But getting pretty close to the runway now. So just gonna decrease the throttle a little bit so I won't come too fast right there. Right, forgot to mention, I will not be using ATC today. That's why I'm not holding short of the runway. That's why I'm just going out on it right away instead. So let's just see. Oh, here I am. There. Okay.
Contact ATC. Request takeoff clearance.
Now, I can just, actually, probably do need some more keyboard shortcuts, but I'll just set this to 5 degrees of flaps right now, for now. Yeah, it's kind of hard with this one.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor fly heading 110.
Fly heading 110. SJX Vision 1
now,
Charlie Victor.
Oh, right there. I can turn this transponder to TA/RA. Right there. And just make sure this cockpit doors go locked. No, is. So now let's just I can turn on these flight directors and let's make shift brakes off. Then I'll just go with the speed now. And actually they made the sound for this aircraft very realistic as well for the Boeing 737.
Z1 rotate.
Okay, that sounds good. Rotate
Landing
and
gear
brake.
lever
Just take
up. Done.
Gear up.
Left and right wiper. Park position. Max 200 KTS.
To reach about 1,000 feet
400.
before engage the autopilot, which is very soon. Right, so now actually, so we don't need to
1,000.
fly manually anymore. With LF, actually, okay, this was the middle. Yes, then.
737 to 800. 8 Tango. Lima.
Still not engaging.
737
Okay.
to 800. 8 Tango. Lima. Los Angeles International. Altimeter 2992.
Los Angeles International. Altimeter
That is
2992. 737 to 800. 8 Tango. Lima.
Real speed.
737 to 800. 8 Tango. Lima. Climb and maintain. Flight level 360.
1,000 for now.
Climb and maintain. Flight level
Yeah, this is pretty
360.
good. And now
737 to 800. 8 Tango.
Track the
Lima.
flaps, so we need them. Yeah, the
737 to 800. 8 Tango. Lima. Fly heading 310.
Flight 3-1. 8 Tango. Lima.
I can actually check the
737 to
view from the tower
800.
as
8
well.
Tango. Lima. Fly heading 280.
Fly heading 280.
Exit
737 to 800. 8
Okay.
Tango. Lima.
Now we're getting
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor Camarillo altimeter 2992.
yeah. I'm just
Camarillo. Altimeter 2992. SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor.
actually I can increase the climb rate a bit. And when I reach about 10,000 feet, I can also increase the speed a bit. So actually, one thing a lot of people ask me that I like to take up is the difference between Xplane11 and, for example, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And it's actually a pretty big difference, and why a lot of people stick with Xplane11, you know, because people think that Microsoft Flight Simulator is so much better than Xplane11. And I think actually it's quite the opposite, because if I'm gonna be honest, I think the flight dynamics of the aircraft on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 are just shit. Like, the flight dynamics are, I don't think they're even realistic at all, and I very much people actually agree to me on that point. And you know, it's not really that much agreeable that scenery isn't better, because it is. The scenery is a lot better on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but Xplane11 is also older than Microsoft Flight Simulator and stuff like that, and you have to have a pretty stable internet connection to run Microsoft Flight Simulator and other things, and also, like, there are also cons with Xplane11. You know, as I said before, the scenery is a little worse, but the flight dynamics are very good here. They're very realistic to like how a real aircraft would act, and stuff like that. So what I do like about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 though is that they include a lot more aircrafts than Xplane11. In Xplane11 you
Fuel
only get
facing
like
lights.
a couple
Off.
of
Low pressure lights.
commercial aircraft, which I think it's a bit of a bummer because you know you gotta buy a bunch of aircraft, you know, which is not really that nice to buy a bunch of aircraft. So you know, but otherwise I think Xplane11 is a lot better in most aspects too. So that's kind of the difference between them, and that's why a lot of pilots pick Xplane11 over Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 because the flight dynamics are just shit. So I can increase the speed. I can speed to 20 knots. So climb up. And we're getting close to 25 miles away from the airport. But so you know, as I said, professionally and commercially, you know, Xplane11 is just a lot better than Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The flight dynamics are a lot better. I think the aircraft are very high detail here. The world might not be as good, but Xplane12 is coming out soon, and I think the world will be a lot better there. I've seen some of it, and you know, stuff like that. So definitely, if you would ask me, just go with Xplane11. It's a lot better professionally and just for hobbyists and stuff like that. Yeah, but also another question that I get asked a lot is like, which one is better, Boeing or Airbus? And I mean, both of them make very good aircraft, and that's like, me personally, like, this is my opinion, I think that I like Boeing a little more. And why I like Boeing a little more is, well, for like several aspects. Actually, wait, here we are by the mountains right now. I can actually show you
Bravo, fly heading 040.
Right here.
Fly heading 040, 737 to 800, 3
So you can
Bravo.
see that right there, down there. It's pretty cool. And as you see right here, the scenery is very good here. I think it's a very high detail, very nice. Plus there's tons of extra scenery that you can do down. But yeah, you see right here. It's a beautiful scenery. So I can just go back to the But
737 to 800. 3
So I think that
fly heading 350.
a lot of people think,
50,
like,
737 to 800,
so my personal opinion for it is that I like Boeing more because Boeing aircrafts are, well, I can begin with one thing that I like the design a little bit more on Boeing aircrafts, and I don't really like that you have a yoke on each side. I just think that it just feels very weird. It looks weird. I'm sorry, I mean a joystick. Here you have a yoke, which is a lot more nice. I think it just feels more, and it's a lot easier to control, and it feels just more comfortable to hold in your hand, and it's just easier to control with a yoke like this than like a small joystick on the side. So that's why I like that. And a second thing is,
to 800. 6 November,
or a third
November,
thing
fly heading
is that
050.
the thing with Airbus aircraft is that
737 to 800,
they are very
November,
much like
November.
an Airbus aircraft. The computer comes
SJF
like
Vision 1
the
Charlie
computer
Victor,
comes
Long Beach
first,
Gallery Field,
and the man
altimeter
comes after the pilot.
2992.
And what I mean by that is that there have been like accidents where, for example, the autopilot and the flight computer have glitched out, and you have gotten overspeed warnings and stall warnings at the same time, which in aviation is impossible. That's like you're going too fast and too slow at the same time. It doesn't work like that. So that's what happened there, and you know, they almost crashed and stuff, but they managed to land it, which was good, and but
Palmdale, USA,
you don't really want those stuff to happen. Where at Boeing, it's a little bit more of that. What I think, from my personal experience, is that it's a little more of the pilot comes before the computer, which means that if it starts glitching out and stuff, you can disengage it, which you also can do on an Airbus. But there's other stuff, you know, like fly-by-wire, which also some Boeing aircraft have, but you know that the computer just has more power than the pilot, which yeah, I think the pilot should have more power than the computer for that aspect. So that's my opinion. Actually, I would like to show you something, because you know you saw the wing view right here. One weird thing I like think is that you see there is no like American Airlines in this livery. They have no logo here, which I think is pretty weird, because a lot of airlines have it right, a logo here, because a lot of people take pictures and you know film with their cell phones outside, or they film the wing from the window, and then if you have your logo here, you can mark it a lot. Actually. So I thought that's pretty weird that I didn't have one. Yeah. Anyways, we're getting pretty close to cruising altitude. We're only a couple of thousand feet away. I can actually show you something here. Map. Right. Map. Okay, so right now actually we've flown a bit from Los Angeles right down to here. The mountains right here. Now we're in the desert. Las Vegas is still like a kind of a bit away. It's there.
737 to 800. 6 November. Resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation. 737 to 800. 6 November.
No, what I meant about having a low cruising altitude, relatively low, is that our descent kind of starts here. So you get the point, you know, that we're not gonna be up there for but you know, actually I think the next flight I'm gonna do is going to be in from in Europe, because I haven't done much flights there, so I think I can, you know, my next video will be like a flight from there. I'm going to do like one of these like short kind of city hopper flights, you know, from I'm gonna go from London Heathrow to Charles de Gaulle in France, and it's a pretty quick flight too. You know, it sounds like it will take a while, but it actually goes that flight. So yeah.
Bank angle 10 degrees above flight level 300.
Yeah, I'll just elderly before and checklists and stuff to do.
Cabin lighting, cruise, passengers. Descent weather, max 3 flight level steps.
Cruising altitude. And we're not gonna be everywhere, as I said before. See, it's not even that far away. It's just there. Yeah. I can actually show you outside again. Right here. Aircraft, Boeing 737-800. It looks very good, and it performs very well too. Alright, actually another thing I'd like to mention, what I don't like about the Airbus, is that pretty much everything in the Airbus is digitalized. Like for example, there are like kind of almost no analog instruments there, at least the ones I've seen. And for example, here in the Boeing, you have some analog instruments, but you know, like for example, let's say an EMP with electromagnetic pulse would hit it. I'm not saying that a civil aircraft is supposed to like handle like a huge EMP or whatever, but you know, like, and then you will be fully screwed. But when the Boeing, okay, you know what? That was a, yeah. you'll be fully screwed. But in a Boeing or McDonnell Douglas, you still have some basic analog instruments to rely on, but another thing, like, okay, you know what? Let's just say that the power went down, all the batteries, all the generators, all that stuff. Then you wouldn't have like anything to see in the Airbus. Well, the Boeing, you could still rely on some analog instruments. So that's also what I like a little more about Boeing and McDonnell Douglas and those companies. Yeah, but
737 to 800. 6 November. November. Fly heading 260.
Fly
Flights
heading
with
260.
MD-80,
737 to
81.
800. 6 November. November.
Some future videos. But yeah, I think I was talking about right, the map for here. Actually, okay, so yeah, actually we're pretty good, pretty close to the descent. But anyway, yeah, like you see that map, I could scroll around and stuff on that. But I think the Xplane map is also pretty good. But what I like, it's great and everything. You can like change it here. Usually I use this, but for now I thought it would be easier for you to see if I have VFR station. It looks a little bit more like that.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Climb and maintain 1
modify it how you want. You can see a bunch of ILS glide slopes and stuff like that. You can have a compass roads. You can have a ton of stuff here. But like, what I don't like about it is that you basically just get a square here, and then you gotta fly to the edge of that square to get another square. You can't just zoom out or anything like that much. And that's what I don't like about this map. Otherwise, I think it's very good. Yeah, so that's what I don't like about that map.
737 to 800. 3.
Otherwise, it's a very good map they made there. But usually I can just fill in that problem with this map to see about roughly where I am. So yeah, but now I'm just going to
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Fly heading 2
I can actually show you an engine view too.
Fly heading 2
Here
1
you can see the engine
SJX Vision 1 Charlie
and the wing right here. I think this will look a lot better at night. I'm gonna definitely do some night flights. When you have your lights, it just looks super cool. That night flights. And the 737-800 Zibo mod actually has like a super cool feature right here. I can show you here in the corner. Like basically, when it rains, it just looks very realistic with raindrops right here. I mean, it just looks super cool. I gotta show you this.
737 to 800. 3 Papa Quebec. Fly heading 080.
Fly heading 080, 737 to 800, 3 Papa Quebec.
I think it's a little better to start descending a little sooner than do like, because then you will just like basically have to fly around in a bunch of shit and reprogram the other pilots again. It's just like a kind of
737 to 800. 6 November. Fly heading 090.
Fly heading 090, 737 to 800, 6 November.
Not to be too high. But anyways, definitely we could do some more flights in Europe. I think that flight that I'm going to do
737 to 800. 6
from
November. Fly heading 130.
London Heathrow to Charles de Gaulle. I will definitely
737 to 800, 6 November.
yeah, right. I will definitely kind of either use Ryanair or like British Airways or something like that for that flight, I think. But Ryanair is pretty much only 737-800s. But I think I might like buy some cargo aircraft or make a cargo aircraft in the next one. That would be cool to have one. Because I only have commercial aircraft and just private aircraft. So yeah, yeah, that would actually be pretty damn cool actually if I would have a cargo aircraft. A cargo aircraft that isn't only a livery, but also a real cargo craft inside as well. And I'm also gonna get like a lot more plugins so that I can, have a lot more realistic ground crew, I think, like, and some machinery plugins. But one thing actually that I noticed is when I'm flying here, like when I look out the window right here, it just like, for me, I don't know how it is flying over here in real life because I live in Europe, and there's not really any deserts where I live, but if I was just look out here, right here, it basically kind of looks like, it basically is, it just feels like there can't be any bigger deserts like this. It just feels like very weird, that this is not the biggest desert in the world. So I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna, fly over the Sahara Desert sometime, next plane, and just see how it looks like. That would be pretty cool. And I will make a video about it so too. But actually, I can zoom out a bit, see how far I am. Yeah, there's 50 miles.
737 to 800. 3, Papa, Quebec. Resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation. 737 to 800. 3,
See
Papa,
that
Quebec.
well, because it's so far away. There's gonna be for now. Yeah, I'll just see. Yeah, about
737 to 800. 6, November. Fly heading 270.
Fly heading 270. 737 to 800. 6, November.
Actually, check out.
737 to 800. 6, November. Fly heading 330.
Fly heading 330. 737 to 800. 6, November.
Currently off. I can do another, outside view. Actually, another thing with Xplane, you can do a lot of fun things with your camera.
737 to 800. 6, November.
Go
Fly heading 0, 6, 0.
I will just keep zooming out.
SJX Vision
until I
1,
get
Charlie,
here.
Victor, fly heading
And you can
240.
keep going like super much.
Fly heading 240.
So yeah,
SJX Vision 1, Charlie, Victor.
Yeah, we'll just go super far away. So I won't
SJX Vision 1, Charlie, Victor, fly heading 240.
We are back.
Fly heading 240. SJX Vision 1, Charlie.
SJX Vision 1, Charlie, Victor, Vehicle altitude 299. Charlie, Victor. SJX Vision 1, Charlie, Victor, climb and maintain 1-2000.
Yeah, I guess I can
Climb and maintain 1-2000. SJX Vision 1, Charlie, Victor.
It feels like whenever I get over this mountain right here, it feels like everything goes super fast, and then I'm on this house. Yeah. But we're not really that far away now. Actually, I can increase so a little bit. Just sure. 50 instead. There's like over 15,000 of this. Do that. get or make like a triple Boeing 777 for Xplane11. I don't really have like very big aircraft that are like kind of long range. This is kind of the biggest one that I have in Xplane11 now actually. So definitely I think that Boeing 777 would be nice, or like a 767 or something like that. Yeah, definitely. But right now, all of our like systems are, you know, all the pilots configured.
737 to 800. 6 November. Fly heading 320.
Everything is
Fly heading 320. 737 to 800. 6 November.
By the way, when I land at the airport, it's gonna sound weird. We never really do this in real life. But as I'm not using ATC, I won't really be assigned any gate. So I'll just taxi to like the closest gate, and I'll just, you know, park the aircraft there, turn off all the system, stuff like that. So I'll just do that actually today. So, yeah. But I think that an Airbus would be nice to have. Like, you know, I just checked the Xplane11 what will be coming there, what has been released, you know, and they released their fleet, or at least parts of their fleet, and the Airbus A3, I think it's a 30 something, A330 or something like that, will be released there. So that's pretty nice to have like Airbus, because, you know, I haven't really had it. Even though I like Boeing a little more, I think that Airbus also makes pretty great aircraft.
6
And,
November.
you know, mostly in Europe, I see Airbuses. Personal experience.
737 to 800. 6 November.
So it would definitely be interesting, and that's actually a bit of a more long-range aircraft. 737 definitely can fly very far with it, but with the A330 series, you can fly definitely further away. You can even go intercontinental with those. Maybe
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Fly heading 280.
Fly heading
no, Airbuses usually are very fuel efficient. A lot of Boeings are that too. Yeah.
SJX
Anyways,
Vision 1 Charlie
I
Victor.
think
Fly
like
heading
I like doing like
280.
these. Also, a lot of these short flights, like kind of city hopper flights. I've done a lot of long flights. Like for example, I did once. Well, that's not really a super long flight either. But I actually once when I was flew in America, I flew like I think it was from Atlanta to New York.
Barometric ref.
And right
Selector
when I was like
in
landing,
capped and
York,
first off.
737 to 800.
It was just like
Victor.
a very
Fly
good
heading
landing, and
350.
that was very nice because it took about 4 hours to fly there. So that was, you know, it was sometimes like it was a very nice flight. I actually did that with the 737-800 as well, but definitely do like some flights, more flights in Europe and some other parts of the world too. I haven't really done much flights in the US either. Yeah. And I think a lot of I'm gonna actually get a lot of plugins and extra scenery and stuff like that, you know, just for better quality. So yeah, but otherwise I think so far this flight has been very good. Not really bumpy or anything like that. It's good. And still a bit away from the airport, as you can see. I get over this line, I think, for 10,000.
1,000 to go.
Or at least close to the line. The airport is kind of there, so fly here. Actually check the map, I think. maybe I've gotten a new square. Hopefully I have. There we see Vegas. Yeah, we'll have the airport. And right now I'm here. And let's fly here. So actually I can zoom up a bit and see how far I am. Not very far. As you can see, just fly there. Definitely keep the speed a little high actually, so I can go faster. So, the speed is
737 to 800. 2 Sierra Juliet. Fly heading 350.
fly, like
Fly
kind
heading
of lost
350,
2,000 pounds.
737 to 800, 2 Sierra
I could
Juliet.
just fly back. I could just fly there, fly back, and then fly there again. That's my fuel I have. Yeah, definitely probably gonna do some. I think I wanna do some aircraft or scenery. That would be actually pretty fun to do that. Actually, I can start descending from 10,000 feet now, as I'm getting closer to 25 now.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor Baker altimeter 2992.
Baker, altimeter 2992. SJX Vision 1, Charlie Victor.
And usually for this usually I come from 2,500 instead, because I will be descending to 5,000 feet soon anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna get over these mountains before I do that. It's not like that, but that I will crash or anything. But, you know, I can get some like altitude warnings, you know, because basically when you're close to the ground, it measures the distance between you and the aircraft. I don't think it's LiDAR uses, but maybe some sound or something like that. Let it sense out. Basically, it will just detect that something is very close to you, and you will get a bunch of like, you know, altitude warnings and stuff like that. So yeah, but actually one kind of fun effect
SJX
is
Vision
I would
1 Charlie
look
Victor
here.
fly heading 340.
340. SJX
zoom in
Vision
here,
1, Charlie
It just
Victor.
looks like it's just about to crash into the ground.
SJX Vision 1
that's
Charlie
funny.
Victor G altimeter 2992.
G, altimeter 2992. SJX Vision 1, Charlie Victor.
Here I see, as you can see, we're
737 to 800. 2 November Hotel fly heading 330.
Fly heading 330.
25 mile,
737 to 800.
range
2 November
distance
Hotel.
away. Do that.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor fly heading 340.
Fly heading 340. SJX Vision 1, Charlie Victor.
Okay. Let's see. We're getting very close to 25 miles away. Out to the condo right here. Let's do another view. Actually, now I could just switch here to the engine view. You see, it
Descend
kind of
weather.
looks
Max 3 flight level steps.
very close around here too. And right here, from here too actually. I'm not really sure what that white thing is right there. It looks like compared to the sand here. I actually don't know what it is. might just be, I don't know, some microwave center or something like that. I don't really live in the US, as I said, and I don't really live where there's deserts either, as I also said, so I don't know. That could be, I think. We're getting close now. I can start to descend for 5,000 feet.
737 to 800 to November, Hotel, fly heading 310.
Flight heading 310, 737 to 800 to November, Hotel.
Just before the point right there. And there I'll just turn. Soon you actually, when you pass the mountain right here, or actually when you pass that, just when I make the turn right here, you'll be able to see the runway. And this will be very quick and easy because there's no ATC, as I said. So yeah, let's see. When I turn to, I could do turn on approach because I think the ILS has, yeah, ILS has probably range. I'm going really fast. Lose speed. As we're descending right now, when I turn right now, I will just go for speed brakes and flaps, so that'll slow me down. And I'll just keep
2,500.
so I can put this off. And the 2,500 warning is just because
1,000 to go.
mountains, 2,500 feet over mountains.
737 to 800 Juliet, Alpha, fly heading 020.
So we're gonna turn pretty much.
Flight heading 020, 737 to 800 Juliet, Alpha.
Yeah. Go for an outside view. So that. So there's the runway right there. You can see where the runway is, but I'll be landing at that one right there.
737 to 800 Juliet, Alpha, fly heading
Let's see
340.
if I
Flight heading 340, 737 to 800 Juliet, Alpha.
Okay, apparently I was. And that one is going to carry down. And I'm going too fast. Let's see. is the tower view. The aircraft is still a bit away, but you can see it right there.
One
737 to 800. 6 November. Fly heading 10.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Burchell.
Fly heading 100. 737 to 800. 6 November.
A/P disengage. Yoke button.
737 to 800. 6 November. Fly heading 130.
Fly heading 130. 737 to 800. 6 November. 500. 400.
737 to 800. 6 November. Fly heading 130.
Fly heading 130. 737 to 800. 6 November. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
A bit of a hard landing, but got off the ground. Yeah, I'm not that high. I don't really need
80 knots.
That's just autopilot disconnecting. And now I can just stop. So actually just disengage these.
Contact ATC. Request
Brakes
takeoff
right there.
clearance.
And this thing's not taking off, which is nice. Turn off. And I can give some thrust to the and I can also use flaps. As I said, you know, I want to keep the line in the middle. I want to just taxi up.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Fly heading 3
And
4
what I don't
0.
like about
Descend
this
and maintain
is that
10,000.
taxi line
Fly
is
heading
a lot
340.
smaller.
Descend and maintain 10,000. SJX Vision 1
Makes it
Charlie
a little
Victor.
hard to see, especially like distance. This airport, you can notice that this airport here is a little smaller actually than the San Angeles one. Yeah, that was a little bit off center, but just keep taxing. I don't know which one I will take. I got that before. It's right here. But yeah, just keep here.
Contact
So,
ATC.
checking, but
Request takeoff clearance.
there was a little. Yeah, I can back up a little. No, actually, no, that was actually. Yeah, I got it right. Okay, great. So now I can just start deboarding the aircraft right away. You can see we're at the airport now. Actually, I could go forward a little bit.
737 to 800. 0 Juliet Alpha. Resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation 737 to 800. 0 Juliet Alpha.
Right there. Okay, there we go. So now I'll just let off all of the passengers and crew. Let's just say it like that. Yeah, I can just. Oh, right, the engine is on. No, I can't open the door when the engine is on. You know, let's say somebody just walks out here, down here, and it's sucked in here. No, yeah, right. Okay, I'll just turn off the engine first. But I just gotta use the. Okay, I gotta turn on the APU again, so that I'll get power. So will do it pretty quick. I can start turning off other stuff while I'm waiting for it. I'll make sure that it starts. Yeah, sometimes it takes a couple of seconds for it to just kick in and start a little bit, but yeah, as you see, it does that now. So now I'll just go down here and just do standby. Yeah.
737 to 800. 6 November.
And,
November. Resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation. 737 to 800. 6 November. November.
So let's disengage and make sure. Shift.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. Fly heading 340. Vectors for the visual. Runway 8. Descend and maintain 8,000.
Fly heading 340. Vectors for the visual. Runway 8. Descend and maintain 8,000. SJX Vision 1 Charlie
It's pretty
Victor.
well already, so. Okay.
SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor. North Las Vegas. Altimeter 2992.
North Las Vegas. Altimeter 2992. SJX Vision 1 Charlie Victor.
Okay. Now. Okay, I'll just sort of do none of this. And now I can basically just disconnect or just cut off the fuel for the engines, and you'll just hear the sound of losing fuel. Stop it here because we don't have any fuel anymore because I cut it off. Okay. Oh yeah, the fuel tanks I need for the Pure right now, but turn them off soon. Okay, now you can just wait a little so that they're completely stopped and won't suck anybody into the engine. So let's just see here. Yeah. Check outside. Yeah, they're good enough now. Okay, good. So, I guess I can let the people out now. Just check that out. Look at this. People are invisible, that's why. It's okay. I don't have to plug it. I'll fix that. But yeah, let's just imagine that they're going off stuff. So, and going up the stairs, or no, not there, but yeah, I know, in there maybe, or maybe just take the stairs there. I don't know.
737 to 800. 6 November. November. Fly heading 160. Vectors for the visual. Runway 1 right. Descend and maintain
So,
5,000.
now I can pretty much turn off
Fly heading 160. Vectors for the visual. Runway 1 right. Descend and maintain 5,000. 737 to 800. 6 November. November.
Yeah, this is off. Put this in there, yeah.
737 to 800. 6 November. November. North Las Vegas. Altimeter 2992.
North Las Vegas. Altimeter 2992. 737 to 800. 6 November. November.
Turn this off, the hydraulics, I don't need them. And turn this off too. Alright, turn off the APU lead as well. So, now I can turn this off. Yes, okay, and put This is a very slow knob. Try this, and yeah, it's gonna move fast. And make sure to turn off the fuel tanks as well. And the APU will not work now, but turn it off. And now I'll just turn off the battery. It's being very quiet here in the aircraft. Somebody has a, I don't know, fingerprint right there, thumbprint or whatever it is. Somebody else has to clean that now. But anyways, okay. Let's see. Let's check here. Everything. Yeah, everything's turned off like it's supposed to. There, that's a little better. Everything here looks good. So I guess I can just get off the aircraft now. And the ground crew will just take care of the rest, I guess. Oh, I can terminate that, definitely. See if it's terminated here as well. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. So, now it's time to open this door. Just make sure to close it. Good. And here's, you know, in case you need to put in the code or something. Now it's just time to walk off the aircraft. There's the stairs. And here we are in Sin City, or Las Vegas as it's also called. Right there you can see it. Sin City, or Las Vegas. Now it's just time to walk off. And yeah. Oh, I can actually take a look at the engine, closer look at the engine, why not? There, see it. Cool engine. Alright, let's just walk off now. And go and gamble away all of my life savings in Sin City or Las Vegas. So yeah. Alright guys, but anyways, I'll just see you in the next video. So just, you know, have a thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.